Hello guys, in this video we're going to be talking about secondary citation or secondary referencing according to the Harvard referencing style. Lots of you have lately been asking about secondary citation and referencing and have been doing it quite inaccurately. That's why we just need to take a quick look on this type of citation and at the same time answer some questions that you have asked. So let's start. We're going to talk about the definition of secondary referencing or secondary citation, how it is done, and how we put it in the list of references. That is, how it should look like in the list of references. As for the definition, we know that secondary means not primary. And when it comes to sources, a secondary source is a source that is not directly seen or used by us. Rather, it is cited or used by a different person who is the author of the text or the source that we are reading. In other words, the secondary citation is a citation that is not directly seen or used by us as people who are using this technique of citation. Secondary sources are given within a source in form of in-text citations. We're going to explore examples later on in this video, but this is the basic definition of the secondary citation and the secondary sources. Now, we as academics permit students to use in-text citations because of not being allowed to use another source or other sources outside the reading pack assigned to you, or the options. If we ask you not to use anything outside the reading pack that we provide you with, then you are most likely to use this technique of citation, which is the secondary citation technique. Another reason is not finding the original source or the original material of the secondary source that is cited within the source that you're using. And in this case, you're permitted to use secondary citation. But if you're doing it out of laziness, you're most likely to take the full accountability of the consequences of this situation. So, the proper academic practice is generally finding the sources your own selves, having the real full texts of the sources that you cite within your papers or essays, and citing what you actually read. Now let's look at an example and explore the difference between in-text citation and secondary citation and referencing. Now this is an extract from this source. This is the title and these are the authors of this extract, and this is how the information of this source is put together as an entry on the list of references. Now the parts highlighted in blue are the in-text citations included within this source. Okay, so this is our original source and these are the secondary citations that are used by the author or the authors of this source within their piece of writing, which means that I as a reader have not directly seen all these sources. I've just seen the paraphrasing or the reintroduction done by these authors in their study. Now, this is the common case. As a reader or as a student, you are supposed to read, summarize, and sometimes select particular parts of specific sources and integrate them in your own writing. In case you're not allowed to get any sources outside the ones provided in the reading pack, you have only this option, which is secondary referencing or secondary citation. How do we do it? Suppose that I've chosen this particular detail and I would like to integrate it in my own writing, and this is its provided in-text citation. Now this in-text citation again is provided by the author of this text, and this particular piece of information is cited in this source. It's borrowed from this source. So as a student, when I borrow this piece of information, I do paraphrase it and then I include the proper secondary in-text citation. How do I do the in-text citation, the secondary in-text citation? I first refer to the source to which this detail belongs, from which this particular detail is borrowed, and then I mention that it is cited in this source, which is the main source for me that I have read, cited, and used. As for the entry in the list of references, this is how my in-text citation looks like, and what I look for is the citation of this source, because you've told me within your in-text citation that you have cited this citation or this piece of information that you've borrowed within this source. So your entry must be the one of this source that you have cited and read, not the one that was borrowed by the author of the source that you have read. And this is the actual entry that should appear on your list of references. This is all. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any further questions. Thank you.